Hey guys, this is Emily and you're watching The Burrow. So I've received several questions from prospective animation students about how I got into the program and what I did from there, so I thought I would make that today's video topic. So getting into college for animation is kind of a double process, as I'm sure it is for a lot of art-related programs. So what I had to do first was apply online like you would for any other college or university program, and then once you were accepted based on the required courses and your marks, they would send you the portfolio requirements. I was pretty surprised that most of the colleges I applied to didn't actually require grade 12 art. The only required course I remember was grade 12 English at a university or college level, or you require a GED. Each school has its own requirements for how high of marks you need. I don't totally remember what those were for me, but I was accepted through my marks for each school that I applied to. Once my transcript was accepted, I received the portfolio requirements from each of the schools. So each school has a slightly different but mostly similar portfolio that they require for animation. The ones that I applied for required some realistic drawing, some cartoony drawing, including character that they sent that you had to draw in different scenarios, and some life drawing, as well as some pieces that you could put in that were your choice. So I actually didn't get to apply to Sheridan. A lot of people asked me about Sheridan. I missed the portfolio requirement date. This is back before like cell phones and stuff, so make sure you put the dates for the deadlines into your phone so you can mail them off well ahead of time. I just wasn't paying attention and ended up not finishing the portfolio before it was due. However, a couple other schools were a little later than that, and I was able to finish the portfolios and make copies and send them in. I remember not spending a ton of time actually on my portfolio. I didn't make too many new drawings for it other than what was specifically required for the character drawings, and I remember they also required a room drawn from 2 different views, which was a little tough for me, and they also required 2 life drawing pieces, which I had never had the chance to go to life drawing class. I'm not totally sure why they ask minors to do life drawing, if they mean like nude figures, because there's no way I could have been able to go to that. So I just kind of tried to draw the best that I could, and honestly I think it's more important to finish your portfolio than to make it as perfect as you can be. There's a lot of different skill levels that end up getting let into the animation program that I got into, and it wasn't necessarily based on how good your drawings were. They of course had to be decent, but I think the professors were really looking for people who were willing and able to finish the requirements and actually try. I also had to write a brief essay about why I wanted to get into the program for one of the schools. It was really short. I think it was only like 500 or 600 words, and I just kind of wrote about how I always had liked art and how passionate I was about it and how much I wanted to learn more about it and be around people that were also interested in that, and I really wanted to do that as my job or part of my job. So I got accepted to the other 3 schools I had applied to. 2 of them were for animation and 1 was for graphic design. I decided to go to animation, obviously, and the school happened to be somewhat close to where I lived before, so I didn't have to move too far away from my family, and it was easy for me to go and look at the school and check out the facilities for the program and meet some people who were already in the program. I also was able to ask my high school art teacher to look over my portfolio before I was to send it in, and I think that's totally an okay thing to do, and it's a good idea to get a second pair of eyes to look at your stuff, especially for the things that you have a choice on what to put in. I would just ask your teacher beforehand and make sure they actually have time and don't just spring it on them one day and like throw your portfolio at them. So I don't actually remember if I was sent a list of required supplies before the program started, or I may have just waited till I started class and then they told me what I had to get. It is possible that you could go into your school's bookstores or supply store, and the people working there can usually tell you what you need for each course. I do remember right off the bat I needed animation paper. Animation paper is this plain white paper with 3 holes on the bottom that are used to put them up on the animation peg. Other than that, I didn't have to buy too many books. I had to buy a few books in my first year, and I think like 1 or 2 in my second year, and then I didn't have to buy any more after that for the next 2 years. If you guys would like my list of recommended books on how to do animation and art books, I'd be happy to do that in an upcoming video, so you can let me know in the comments. Anyway, that is about it that I had to do to get into college. It honestly was more frustrating to do all the paperwork to get my finances in order and stuff like that than to actually do the portfolio and the essay and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can in the comments, or you can tweet at me. Of course, every area of the world is going to be different. Every school is going to be slightly different, but I will try to help you as best as I can. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.